Yo, what's good, guys? It's State here with PPG, and we have a very familiar face. Go ahead and explain what you did today.
Blair Hunter here with Pro Play Games, and got top 16 with Dino Thunder.
Bring the thunder to this event. Let's go ahead and see what you played. Any comments about your matchups today?
Matchups are like just whatever, like the format. You can pretty much, even though FTK, Goki, all that is in the format, you can literally play anything, and that's what happened this time. I literally played just about any deck you can think of. I played all of them. The biggest thing before I start this, definitely want to give a big shout out to Kamal. Pretty much, I played him in the Florida Regional last week, and he got 5th with this deck. And I ended up playing him, and I played the Pure, and he played the Dino version. And I was like, I really like the version. We're both going to Cali. Let's work on the deck together, fix it, and then bring it to Cali. But sadly, he couldn't make it. So pretty much, this top is for Kamal. And I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for his help and his guidance. So I appreciate you, Kamal. So let's get right into it. Standard, not for trade. So in any Dino Thunder deck, play some Thunder. The Searcher, this card is really good. So you get your stuff from the graveyard, like standard. I was fine with the 2. There really wasn't a time where I wanted the 3rd one. And if I needed to get this back, I either use the Fusion Spell card or I just use this to get it back from either graveyard or banish. The Dino package, 3 Oviraptor, 1 Giant Rex, 1 Ultimate Conductor, and the 2 Overtex. The biggest thing with this card, like when you're playing Dino Thunder, a lot of people don't like the deck because technically it has a brick factor. If you draw this when you don't want to see it, drawing this can sometimes drawing this is kind of bad if you don't already have Pill. And drawing these is the absolute worst because there's really no other way in the deck outside of Foolish Berry or Oviraptor to trigger their effect. So drawing this is a nightmare, but just use it for other things. But when I got to the Dino package was a really big help. I played a lot of Goki, FTK matchups, and being able to get access to this and get access to the Double Evolution Pill to bring this out against that matchup was insane. It performed really well outside of drawing this. But if I didn't draw it, then we were doing it was doing what it was supposed to do. Kamal did this. I saw him do it when we played in Florida, the Phantom Sky Blasters. This card was really insane. This card was it overperformed, honestly. I could Brilliant Fusion, I could Gold Sark, get a guy on board, summon this and then get 2 more, start YuGiOh, do other plays. This card was really insane, and every time I summoned this card, 9 times out of 10 my opponent was losing. My opponent lost that game. The Brilliant Fusion target. So I think I don't know if I remember correct, in Kamal's version, he only played 6 hand traps, which was the 3 Ash and 3 Impermanence. But you definitely want to have hand traps in the deck because of the Goki matchup, and for FTK you don't want to just auto lose game 1 to either of those matchups. So you at least got to give yourself a chance. But instead of 6, we decided to do 8 hand traps. But instead of 3s and whatevers, we did 2 Ash, 2 Ogre, 2 Droll, and then 2 Impermanence were our 8 hand traps. Impermanence is really good against any of those FTK, Goki, and it plays around Call by the River. They play it. The only thing, if they have Midfield Breaker, then really can't do anything with that. Ash is Ash. Droll, the reason we decide to main Droll and decide to main these, outside of those matchups with Goki or FTK, it has a lot of overlap with other decks like Sky Striker, Trick Stars, the Mirror Match. Hitting Summon Sword with this was really insane. Also hitting multi-roll, and then against FTK, 9 times out of 10 unless their hand is just insane, this stops the turn, and that's what happened with my FTK matchups. And that's the monsters, and those are my only 2 traps. Spells, triple Brilliant Fusion, this is a staple in the deck now. If you're not playing this in any Thunder deck, then I don't know what you're doing. This has so much setup. Gold Sark, which is another requirement. Lure, I'm always on the fence about a lure. Sometimes a lure can be really great. Other times, you have to sit there and pray on the lure. And I had to do that a couple times, and a lot of more times than it was good. There were a lot of times where it was just really bad. Of course, if you open a Thunder Dragon, of course it's always gonna be good. But if you don't, it's always 50-50. Especially like when it's other cards you don't, like other dark monsters you don't want to banish. I think in top 16, I had to take a chance on this, and I drew into Gold Sark and Sky Blaster. Sky Blaster was my only dark monster, and if I had another dark monster to so I could keep the Sky Blaster, then I just ultimately win the game, like 100%. But I had to take a chance, and the chance didn't work. Triple Evolution Pill. This card is game by itself. Like this just the hardest part sometimes is if I hard draw this and get into a dinosaur, if I don't see any of the dinosaurs, can be a hard problem. One fusion, one is fine, and then foolish to put whatever I need in the graveyard. So
March 2nd and 3rd, your next opportunity to challenge for the belt and become our next YuGiOh champion at the Invitational at the Alexis Park Resort in Las Vegas, Nevada. March 2nd and 3rd, YuGiOh Invitational.
No, March 2nd.
Alright, so you guys heard that. March 2nd and 3rd, UDS Vegas. You already know PPG gonna go.
The next event I'm announcing is a YCS, also in March. March 16th and 17th, Atlanta, Georgia. Our first 3v3 Team YCS.
What?
Get your friends together. Get your travel arranged. We'll see you guys in Atlanta.
What?
Those of you in the fan content area, it's not on our website area. Here's your opportunity for first.
Alright. Yeet! Alright, so 3v3 YCS Atlanta, let's go. So we'll continue with the deck profile. Extra deck, Link Spider for the Phantom Sky Blaster tokens. Can't do Link Karibo because they're level 4. We witch for all the dark targets. Reaper Docus to like get stuff to float, and also to go into Summon Sork easier. This card actually was really good. I OTK'd a lot of people with Summon Sorceress using this, and since this is also a dinosaur, like how I said earlier, if I couldn't get to my dinosaur cards, then I just make this and put this in the graveyard, and then it turns on my double evolution pill. This card was really good in the deck. Some summoners, if I had 2 Thunders to clear, Phoenix to clear, Summon Sork card game, Unicorn if I gotta clear stuff. YuGiOh, this is the combo with the Phantom Sky Blaster. This card is really good, like fix bad hands, and Firewall just for Cherry's targets. I never like made it at all. Brian Fusion target, 3 Colossus, 1 Titan, and Doka if I was able to get the 2 dinosaurs, Oviraptor and Giant Rex on the field.
Did you ever miss the second Titan?
No, I didn't miss it. Since I only played 1 Fusion, and like pretty much like outside of Fusion and like banishing anything from my hand was the only way I could make it. There wasn't really a couple times. I think there might have been like 1 time where I missed the second Titan, but even if I made it, it still wasn't good because I wouldn't have anything to solidify my hand to trigger its effect on my opponent's turn. I only missed it like if I needed like a big body. Side deck, triple cherries for the FTK decks. Book of Eclipse for the mirror match, twin red reboot for trap decks, and I played Summon Limit. That was also for like the FTK and like the Goku. Any combo deck that does a whole bunch of stuff. Like the biggest thing that was happening like with my deck, like those type of combo decks, since it's Dino Thunder and they don't see a lot of back row, 9 times out of 10 they don't side in back row hate or red reboots or anything because the deck doesn't play like back row like that. So if I go first, I throw these in, I set up my board like the Ultimate Conductor or Overtext and then Colossus or anything, and then I set this, and then like they do their 2 summons, commit to their summons, and then I flip this, and then they can't play, and my board's already set up, so I just kill them the next turn. Or I could just control the game at that point because they can't play past 2 summons.
Alright, and any shout-outs?
Of course, shout out to Kamal. This was for you, I told you. Do it for Kamal. Shout out Pro Play Games, best team, best sponsor. Shout out State for being on the camera. Shout out Elise for being next to State. Shout out Hunter for being next to State as well. I'm sorry. Shout out Georgia, shout out Florida, shout out the glasses. Get your bifocals so I can stop wearing them. Shout out to the 3v3 and the YCS 3v3 in Atlanta. Make sure you book those tickets right now. I don't gotta book my tickets, so that's awesome.
Yo, I'm pick up tickets right now.
Shout out everybody that I rode with: Tobias, Anthony, Michael, and Jafar. Shout out Blake for letting me use the Cyberjack mat again and believing in me so I can bring a prize card. And shout out to all the moms that brought their kids. Y'all keep doing what y'all do. But this is Blair with Pro Play Games. I'll see y'all.